Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, wonderful, wonderful individual you. It's been a little while since I put out the video, but life can be a little turbulent and a little bit manifold in its experiences, so I've had a lot to deal with and a lot to do. But today I would like to speak about our inner landscape and in relation to oneness, duality, and threefoldness or trinity. For our inner landscape holds different perspectives and variations of insights based on what lens we see things from. And seeing things from one lens or another does not mean it's the blatant truth. To see a whole tree, one needs to take picture of it from 4 different angles. Looks like a different tree is still the same tree. In oneness, you can see yourself and God in everything. But we cannot stay in that state since we have intricate and complex personalities that has come out of reality. Hence we are meant to cultivate this independence and this individual and holding a certain inner landscape of self. We can also see things from a relational point, seeing us in relation to other things, seeing either or both and. From oneness we see everything as the most high. In duality it often leads to either or. The polarity, the me versus you, them versus the others, and so on. But in threefoldness we hold many truths at the same time. That means we know we have a oneness, we know we also have oppositions and opposites, but we also in threefoldness hold all of them to survey the many different angles we can see in reality. So when we can go into another person's inner being and see things from their perspective, feeling what they are feeling, thinking what they are thinking, irrelevant of our own biases and our own commentary on the matter, we can have a clear, true empathy and understanding. Of course, we hold moral and ethical balance and equilibrium, holding these, and also often encouraged too, because we cannot be forced to believe that holding an inner moral, warm, inclusive, gentle landscape within us is wrong, unless of course one has something one wishes to defend that truly isn't necessarily a healthy one. So by holding the varieties of angles and viewpoints one can take, and also learn as much as possible about the many differences, instead of splurting out things one truly do not understand, is when one can have an intelligent and also meeting in the middle conversation and relation. The more we get to care for one another and holding my sovereignty and independence and ego, that means my I, your independence and your values and your ego, at the same time as a living force within us, you start to see how much the world lights up in its manifoldness. The more we get to love the manifoldness, the more you get to see the many different roles all of the cultures and all of the people are playing. We have strengths and we have weaknesses. The more we focus and cultivate what we are strong at and cover each other's backs in weaknesses, the more we get to build a healthy, safe, and loving relation and environment around us, holding an atmosphere that allows for people to come out and shine and be enthusiastic and loving to the world, so that it is a feeling of am I safe to express myself? Am I safe to be myself? Am I safe to share my inner inclinations and such? Of course, we have balances, as I said, equilibrium of morality here. If someone is blurting out just pure hatred and lies and such, We cannot necessarily condone it, but we can see from what standpoint they come from, what they wish to defend, where the underlying reason as to why they are holding such things, to understand it better. By holding this respect, you get a very much different and very much joyful experience with life. You start to see the details. Just as an example, yesterday I was having a beetle appreciation session, just because it just got inspired to, well, honor the beetle, the little silent and dedicated, maybe a little clumsy worker that breaks down rotten wood, lifts many small leaves, and just being an downright awesome insect. And none of them, not a single beetle species, is dangerous to human beings. Yes, we have the blister beetles and certain Herculean beetles that can pinch and that can bring irritation if you crush them, but what would you do if you were held by a giant? You would bite his finger to get out of it, right? It's a natural defense mechanism. So you only get irritated, your skin gets irritated by the blister beetle and so on, but no beetles are dangerous to human beings. So I was just appreciating how wonderfully peaceful the beetle really is, just as a fun example. And you get to see many of these beautiful things in life when you start to open up to see the manifoldness and not take things for granted and not just walking things by, just walking by and ignoring it, but actually paying a little bit of attention, being behind your own inner thinking, feeling, and will. So there are certain areas in life we do not have freedom, we have necessity, but there are other things in life we hold freedom in. And that is what the threefold nature gives us. We have the polarity and the chooser and the balancer of polarity. That means we can stay in the middle and see all aspects and at the same time hold a certain inner value for ourselves. So we do hold a certain, we do hold a strong influence on what our morality is. And in imagination, we have a lot of freedom. It's about not if we have freedom, it's about where we have freedom. That is the truth here. So by us finding out what can we do to expand, deepen, develop, and grow our inner landscape to accommodate love, compassion, understanding, comprehension, intelligence, and warmth in general, is our responsibility we can choose to participate in. Like eating, sleeping, all of the necessities, we do not necessarily have a lot of say in. But that is not the purpose. It is really not relevant. What is relevant is our behaviors, how we think, if we allow certain ugly thinking into our being, or if we allow for more beautiful and flourishing forms of thinking. We do not reject and run away from ugly forms of thinking because we need to perceive them, we need to understand it. But by understanding it, we know why we shouldn't hold it as gospel and as a state of being within ourselves, because if we can truly measure what hatred does to our being, you can be downright sure most people would have chosen away from it. But as of now, it's about holding a certain amount of faith and trust that we know a lot now, but there are a lot we do not know. And when we are mature and ready for it, inspiration will come. The answers will come. It's all about holding that trust, knowing that when we are ready for certain insights, when we are ready for certain comprehensions, they will be given like lightning from the sky. But we also need to have a trust. For if we deny that this is a possibility, we close ourselves up to such possibilities. And it's also about confidence in where we stand, confidence in what we stand for. For that is courage. Courage is about holding, even if the world disagrees with your moral values, you still should be able to hold that within you, because you have in experience found out the love and joy about holding these within through experience, experiment, and, well, happenings that has occurred to you in life. And that is why experience is seriously invaluable when it comes to spiritual work and esoteric development and study. So that is what I would want to give you today. It's been a little bit rusty in this, but it didn't seem like after all. Thank you, higher worlds, for all of these beautiful inspirations. So may you be protected, guided, blessed, and loved by Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, Michael, angel masters of old, ancestors from every incarnation, and may you be provided for with all that you need to survive, live, thrive, being creative, inspirational, and healing to the world, so others can choose to follow when their time is, well, open and they have become inspired to do so through their own freedom. So, love you so much. See you. Goodbye.